you were just born with that clipboard in your hand? Well, your mother for having you.
Shoddy home demolitions, illegal add-ons, and furniture deliveries gone wrong? Today, we're reacting to the real estate and housing scenes from the over-the-top and sometimes off-kilter comedy. F is for family, really? But before we get into that, I'm real estate expert Mark Magstadt, and I've created this channel to help you with any of your real estate needs or questions. If you have any needs about the real estate market, please subscribe to my channel and hit me up today. I'd be happy to help. Let's take a look at F is for family.
That's the spirit.
Hey, Frank, these plans Chet made for you look great.
Thank God for that guy.
Yeah, he's got quite a pair of shoulders on him.
And thank you fellas for helping me out. Chet says we can get the demo finished and pour the foundation by the end of the week.
So this is an interesting scenario. You got the guy coming out with the huge sideburns. He's got the old school look. None of these guys to me are screaming remodel hunks or, you know, some of like the fun reality TV shows where we have nowadays. You never really want to do business with friends. There's always some quirkiness that goes on. You're better off hiring a general contractor that has all of his subs in line. There are even people that will manage the construction product for you and the whole setup of it. They'll be there on a regular basis. I don't mind having my friends come over and helping me, you know, like to move some stuff, but actually doing projects with friends can be very challenging.
Oh, this shouldn't take long. I once built 7 latrines in one afternoon.
I once destroyed 7 latrines in one afternoon.
Yes, you can accomplish just about anything with the proper motivation.
The elderly gentleman's talking about latrines, how he built 7 in one day. The other dude's like, oh, I destroyed 7. We had a circumstance that there was a real estate agent that was showing one of our properties. And a lot of times clients will tend to turn the water off and that way they're not using toilets. Normally we'll put like a sign on that, please do not use toilet, water is off. This gentleman couldn't wait. He did his business number 2 and couldn't flush the toilet. Couldn't figure out, the water was shut off at the main line, so he could not figure out how to do that. Right about then, his client showed up. So here he is, sweating in complete disarray, shut the toilet seat cover. It probably didn't smell too good. He made it work. He ended up not selling the house, but if you're gonna go in a house, you're gonna do something like that, ask someone if the water's on before you use the toilet.
You get a building permit from the town for this, Frank?
Nope. Chet says I don't need one because nobody's gonna see it in the back of the house.
I think you might need one.
Yeah, that's a load-bearing wall, Frank. So you definitely need...
You're an electrician, not a fucking wall builder.
A load-bearing wall actually supports the structure itself. It supports the roof and anything that you put above it. So a load-bearing wall would 100% need a permit. The permitting process here in California is delayed based on COVID back in the day, so it's taking longer. It does cost money, but if you cut corners, when you go to sell that, people will ask, is that permitted, that extra area that you built? If it isn't, they may make you pull permits and completely redo it. So you're better off doing it the first go around because that way you're gonna avoid problems in the future.
If Chet says it's okay, then it's okay.
Hey, we got a mutiny going on here?
So I mean, it looks like he's just demoing the siding, pulling something. So my initial thought is one, they're gonna either re-stucco this versus wood, and or they're gonna extend that out so they can put on like a bathroom addition. They might try to push the house out. You can do that, but you have to do it properly and do it with permits.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Chet.
Hiya, fellas. Sergeant Schultz, how are you?
I see nothing funny about that show.
So Chet comes on the property. Maybe he's had some construction background. Maybe he's, you know, done some remodeling of his own. But realistically, right now he's giving bad advice to these guys. So I always advise people to seek out the expertise of an architect and just get your process dialed in. Because if you don't do it right the first time, it's going to cost you a lot more money in the future, and a lot of times you're going to have to rip everything out.
I bet that's the crib being delivered.
And we got a beautiful room to put it in.
Cool part is like when you're an expecting parent, you go overboard with the room. I mean, my wife and I, when we were expecting, Mason painted the room. You get the new crib. You get the little hanging decals of like, whether it be sports or boats or whatever kind of fits your theme. We went with the blues. We went with like some football, some sports themes, some nautical themes. It literally does transform a room. And it's pretty awesome because you're in there and you're like, this is real. And I'm gonna have a kid soon.
Mr. Murphy?
No, but I'm f***ing his wife.
I'm just kidding, young fella. Let me have that.
I've had times when I'm with clients, you try to just have fun with them, mirror match, build some good rapport. But I've been with a couple times and they are so incredibly quirky. Either one, they don't talk at all, which makes it weird because you kind of ask them buying questions. Do you like this? Do you like that? And they're just like,
I'll gladly sign for it.
You can put the crib in the new room at the back of the house.
Congratulations on your blessed event. And on behalf of the city, you are hereby ordered to tear that illegal room down.
Tear it down?
I'm from the Department of Buildings and Safety. We received a tip from a concerned neighbor that you built that add-on without a permit.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
It's a safety hazard.
Nobody's gonna get hurt in there. It's just for a baby.
he's going a little overboard, but that's what does happen when you build without a permit. The elderly gentleman, most of his buddies were advising, except for Chet, get your permit, do it right. And also, man, it's your baby. He said it's not gonna matter. There's gonna be a baby in there.
A $150 fine plus 50 more each day the structure remains standing.
Oh, Jesus, no!
You made a pregnant lady cry, asshole. Is that what you do all day? Crush people's dreams?
Only until 5. Then I go swing dancing.
You never had a mother. You were just born with that clipboard in your hand? Well, f your mother for having you.
You will definitely get a fine. There's people that try to just cheat the system and just get that extra foot or do something a little off and oh, they'll never notice. But the inspectors will come out, and if they do catch it, it can delay projects and you literally will have to rip that off and start fresh.
What neighbor would rat me out?
I mean, there's always that neighbor that's always in someone's business. You know they're there. Do you guys have a neighbor like that? Let me know in the comments below.
Think of me whenever you think of this room.
Poor criminal. Damn. Oh, we built this well. Ugh. Such fine craftsmanship.
That's why you build with permits, so you don't go through this. Could you imagine your wife sitting there pregnant, about to have your baby, and you got your sledgehammer and you're trying to tear this place down and man, this is built quality.
Frank, calm down. You're gonna give yourself a stroke.
Yeah, I'll give him a stroke. Right to the back of his fucking head.
I had a gentleman one time that built a house in La Jolla, and then 6 months later, this gentleman, the neighbor, was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna build anything. He built this huge 2-story garage that was sitting right on their property line. And so his view of trees and all kinds of cool stuff, all of a sudden it's this huge box. But you just gotta be respectful and be cool.
I'm just saying, right now, we need to concentrate on knocking this room down. You've got plenty of friends around here who I'm sure would be more than happy to help.
A lot of times what will happen, instead of actually physically tearing down the structure, if you have the building permit come out, they can figure out what needs to be done and how it needs to be done properly. And then that way you can bring it to code. So this obviously doesn't match up at all because it's a low bearing wall and they kind of extend it. The roofs don't even line up. Obviously they should have done it right to begin with, but they didn't. All right, that show was really enlightening. Do you have a favorite real estate show that you want me to react to next? Let me know which clips or shows in the comments below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you'll let YouTube know that you love this video and you want to watch more. Thanks so much for watching.